Hi, welcome to the Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon podcast. This week is the week where our Asian Michelle Yeoh won the Best Actress Award. So this is a timely day to do this interview. So the backstory of this podcast is called Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. It's a saying in Chinese called Wok Hu Chang Long. So a lot of us in Asia like to be the hidden dragon. But this podcast is about unleashing or telling stories about business leaders in Asia. So there are a lot of business leaders we look up to, and most of them are in the West. But today I want to talk to someone in Singapore. She has been a leader in the marketing world for many years. So today we have Joanna Ong-Ash with us, and she has decades of experience. So she's the director of Bravery Communications and also director of Neon Leaders. And maybe she can tell us more about that later. So the reason why I got her is she has decades, right? Decades of experience at senior marketing positions, right? Including United Overseas Banks, AIA, and many big public listed companies that she has over the years. And today she is, of course, director of her own companies, and we'll get into that as well. So Joanna, welcome to the podcast.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes. Okay. So we always start off with this first question. So because it's called Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon podcast. So what is your favorite Kung Fu movie?
Okay. So one of my favorites, I watch a lot of Kung Fu movies since I was very young. My mom and my grandmother loves to watch Kung Fu series on TV. For me, one of my favorites is Dragon, starring Donnie Yen. And it's a movie about how this man, his name is Jin Si. Jin Si, actually, he has a dark past. He was a criminal. He come from a criminal sect from a different province in China, and to escape that, he decided to go far away to another province where he decided to live an incognito lifestyle, blend in with the locals, the villagers, and even built his own family, got a son, and lived a very normal life, cutting wood and being a normal villager. Until one day, somebody who was came into the village and decided to create havoc. And Jin Si, being Jin Si, he wanted to save this person from getting bullied by this fellow who was causing havoc. And that was when he killed the perpetrator of all the cures in that village. When the investigator came and investigated the death of this perpetrator, he was thinking that, wait, Jin Si looked quite familiar and his story is quite familiar. And that was how they uncovered that Jin Si actually has a past. He's not the man he claimed to be, the one who went undercover. He's somebody else that had a dark past, which he had escaped from, a long time ago, 10 years ago. The reason why I love this story is because everyone has a past, dark or not, it doesn't matter. It's a past. And somehow it's wrong when they say that, you don't let your past shape your present and your circumstance and whatever in your future. The fact is it does. That is a fact. And let's face it. So my past has shaped who I am. I came from a history where my father was incarcerated by the Internal Security Department for having dissentious views that are not aligned with the government. Okay, so I remember when he had to make a confession on TV, national TV, the journalist came to do an interview of my mom and myself, and with a picture of dad on TV. And during the interview, of course, I was 8 years old, didn't know anything at all, apart from the fact that I missed my father and he didn't come back for so long. He was detained without trial as a political detainee. I said, Daddy is very naughty. And that got reflected on national press. And I realized as I grew up, still with the clipping in my bedroom, that the power of narratives can shape perceptions of the public, whether it's true or not. It's how you build your narrative, right? So I decided for a long time already that I wanted to grow up with a job where I can build narratives. I want to build powerful narratives that could create an impact, that could change people's lives for the better, that could make a difference. And I did try to do that in my career. I hope to think I did to try to do that in my career, you know. So that's why I say the past does come and haunt you. It's how you make use of the positive aspects of that past to kind of build a very positive future.
That's a great choice. That is the typical hidden dragon story. The guy working in a farm and say, hey, he has a dark past. You know, like one of my favorite ones is Kung Fu, where the landlady, suddenly the landlady collect. Wow, the landlady is actually the most powerful Kung Fu master. If you watch Kung Fu, that actual Stephen Chow movie Kung Fu. Yeah, so it's a typical Chinese story. Everyone has a hidden past, or everyone has a hidden story. But good to know how that is amazing, because that actually answers one of my questions, that how you got into marketing, why you got into marketing is to shape narratives. And I really like that word narratives, is to like, because you in most of your career you were in PR, you in brand and marketing, so shaping that perception is very something very powerful to do. So maybe you can give us an example of a scenario where you shape a narrative. So just to name a few brands that you've worked with for the audience. So you work with UOB, Mastercard, Aviva, AIA as well, and AMEX also. So a lot of financial services and also insurance companies. So
it's all financial industry, isn't it?
Yes. So give us an example.
I'm passionate about financial industry. Yeah.
Awesome. So like give us an example of maybe an instance in your decades of career where you actually shaped that narrative.
So this is my favorite story. Let me talk to you through what I've done in my latest past career, which was in AIA, when I was a head of brand and corporate comms, and I was the head of brand and corporate comms for the company for 10 years. At the time when I first joined, I joined right at the cusp of the prudential bid for AIA and the whole AIG crisis, quagmire, and a lot of issues like this in the market, where there was a lack of trust in financial institutions. Being being part of a big mothership like AIA at that point, of course, I could just go with the flow and ride on that ship and just see where it sails. But I don't think that's why I was hired. I was hired to kind of be part of the transformation of the brand, especially right from that point when it needed that so badly. Okay. I remember when we tested people's perceptions of insurance. I remember consumers saying, I no, don't trust insurance. You all take my money, never give me back. My insurance agent never see me, see me once a year, or see me once in 10 years. Once a year is also very good. See me once in 10 years, there were a lot of views about insurance as a category that, to me, it was so wrong, because I felt and I've learned, from the root that insurance is such a noble job. You are saving people's lives. You're covering people. You're getting people adequately protected with insurance. That was how I learned the ropes of insurance. So I realized that because people's perceptions were that insurance is deemed as a organization that pays you when you're dead or you're dying, I wanted to be then a company that incentivized people to be healthy, to be part of their life journey to get healthier. And as you know, I mean, in 2017, Ministry of Health released a study that said that, Singaporeans are living longer, but, even though we are living longer, we are living with a lot of age-related illnesses. So I want to make sure that my customers have a better quality of life by being able to balance, sound financial management as well as wellness. Okay, and that was how we launched AIA Vitality. It's the proudest project that I'm proudest of that project, because that changed the conversations of insurance. We became not an insurer that just pay you when you're sick or you're dead. We pay you when you are healthier, right? We incentivize you when you're healthier. There was this shared value where, if our customers get healthier, hopefully you claim less from us. Premiums, you don't pay so high premiums, and hopefully healthcare costs goes down, right? The shared value was such a powerful proposition that I was able to weave a lot of stories around it to help my people understand the value of insurance. And I think that became the whole transformational point for AIA as a brand, and not just AIA as a brand, but insurance as a category. As you can see, moving down the road, there were so many who copied the whole health proposition direction. They wanted to kind of anchor in a health proposition at the end of their insurance product. I feel I still believe, even though I've left AIA, that I think what we have done, we were first mover. We were really an innovative player at that time. We were the ones who actually stuck to our guns about helping customers live healthier, longer, better lives. And we managed to do it for a very long time, and it didn't mean just AIA Vitality, because it for me, it gave me the courage to do a lot more things. So I'll give you an example. I'm a marketer. I'm not an actuary. So I don't create products for my company, right? The actuaries do, okay? But I'm very proud that I've been given the opportunity to influence the construct of products with my bosses, right? So one example is, that a lot of insurers don't cover diabetics. So my husband didn't get coverage for a long, long time. But AIA was the first insurer that had a diabetes cover. That we don't, that insurers don't cover mental health. AIA became the first insurer that covered mental health through beyond critical care. So I think we walk the talk in every juncture that we made to market the brand, and that for me was very powerful.
That is amazing story. I can imagine. So it was many years that you've been with AIA. I can imagine how long it will take and how difficult it is for marketing to influence decisions. Marketing is normally not at the forefront. Normally it's the finance or the actuarial, as you said. So like as a marketer, like I know it's really not easy to have the changes that you said just now, but what was your biggest challenge at that time as a marketing person?
Well, we are marketing not just for the end consumers, okay, but it's also for my distributors, right? So my agents, my advisors, they need to be able to understand that proposition and be able to ride along with us and our vision, right? So obviously, getting the buy-in was a challenge, but we managed to do that. I think there were a lot of advisors that a lot of our financial service consultants that who actually they live and breathe the whole AIA Vitality proposition through their own lives. You know, my son is one that started on it. He was a AIA financial service consultant. I mean, how he builds his business is through going through to long bicycle rides with his clients. And they end up at the roti prata shop somewhere nearby, and and then that's where they build a relationship. But I think when they started the conversation using health, then the whole authenticity of that relationship becomes so much easier to create. You build longer relationships, stickier relationships.
Yeah, and so like you were saying, the distributors were a challenge, and as a marketing and in the like a senior marketing role, like I can imagine making a change in the entire organization is quite difficult, right?
Yeah. It's all obviously it is. It's a mindset change, right? Because you are kind of persuading the sellers to sell it in a way that's different from what they're used to. Correct. And I respect their way of selling because they have years of experience. It's just that now we have an additional component that can you please, start the conversations off with health. It's very hard to do that in the outset because it's always, for the sellers are always in the with the pressure that they have to make numbers, make targets. So I think even as marketers, it taught me the lesson of understanding where they came from, going behind the heads of the sellers and try to understand what the pressures were, and then work with them. Not top down, say that you must do this. No, I don't believe in that, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, it's amazing to say today that, insurance agents and also financial advisors have a different conversation now. It's more now that is part of our lives rather than I imagine when I was young that insurance agents don't have a good rap. People run away from them. The way they sell is totally different, and nowadays it's more relational, and it is something important that people see with now healthcare being more expensive and more advanced. People see it as a necessity nowadays as well. So having left AIA, right now you are on your own consultancy or company. What is the thing that you miss the most being part of corporate?
Sometimes I guess the biggest thing I miss would be my team, the team camaraderie, where we go out to lunch together, bounce ideas off each other. We have team bonding in Johor and Malacca, I enjoyed that with the team a lot. I enjoy the days where I sat at the exco table with my exco team and listening to them discuss strategies and look at the best way to meet the targets, etc. Try to solve issues and all that. It's always so exciting for me. That every day there's never a dull day. There's always something that pops up, and I enjoy that. Now that I work on my own, it's quite. It's not that I don't have that. It's a bit different because the team that I work with are all a team of other open talent consultants that I work with. I mean, you're one example, Bob, right? And then the strategy discussions are with this team of people. The second thing is, I don't sit at my exco table at AIA to listen to them, decide on policies and strategies and stuff like that. And I give a bit of my counsel from the comms perspective. But now I do that on the I guess, exco table of my clients,
Mm.
you know, right? As our mutual friend Chris is one example. When I'm sitting at the management table, even though I'm a retained marketing consultant, he values the counsel that I provide. He treats me as one of his founding team members, you know.
Yeah, that is very interesting because moving from internal to external and also having that same value, that is very important. So nowadays, you're involved in Neon Leaders and also Bravery Communications. So can you tell us more about these two companies?
Yeah. So Neon Leaders, they are a group of open talent marketing consultants. They're based in Hong Kong, but they have Neon Leaders everywhere around the world. A big community of very strong, experienced, skilled marketers with very diverse backgrounds. Some from FMCG, some in specialized in digital, some in data marketing, some in shopper marketing, etc. Right? I happen to be in comms and financial industry. So when I left AIA, they called me and they said, "Would you like to start the Singapore chapter for Neon?" We don't have a Neon leader there in Singapore, but we do have clients that actually do have a Singapore presence. Would you like to be part of that whole right to help support our projects? I was like, okay, that's great. So from time to time, I would work on a project with Neon Leaders. In fact, my very first project, I worked with Neon Leaders, and that was very pivotal in giving me the confidence to build my own business, which was Bravery Communications, right? So see Bravery Communications as a smaller version of Neon Leaders. Neon Leaders is huge. They're big. They work with very big clients. You know, my clients are not that big in Bravery Communications, but it's almost similar values, similar way of working under the an open talent model as well, and only on retained basis.
That is interesting. So this is a question maybe for someone looking to start their own consultancy or their own own company after they leave the corporate world. So what gave you the confidence or to actually leap out and start your own thing?
Okay, the first thing is I didn't have any confidence. Okay, so what actually propelled me into this new world of solopreneurship was actually being facing retrenchment in 2020. Okay, so 2020 I was made redundant, and right at the height of COVID. Okay, now at that point I was given a choice. I could work to join other insurers, banks, whatever, or I could start on my own. The good thing was that Neon Leaders gave me a leg up because they helped me build that confidence in solopreneurship, taught me the value of being an open talent consultant. Okay, and I saw that as my ability to, hey, I can do this on my own too, in a smaller scale in Singapore with smaller clients. So when I started Bravery Communications, that's what I did. I started building my clientele on clients that have marketing capacity or capability gaps. So these clients do not have marketers on their staff strength. They may have technology people, sales people, data people, etc., but they do not have marketers. So I act as their marketing head, coordinating their whole marketing initiatives, but I don't sit inside the office. I will visit the office maybe weekly or something for meetings, but I work remotely. So the best part for them is they don't pay a salary. They don't pay my CPF. They don't pay my medical. They don't pay my seat and my desk. They just pay me a retainer.
Thanks for sharing, Joanna. So I also work in similar capacities. They call it fractional CMO.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had a few roles like these as well. So I understand what you go through. So that, yeah, thanks for sharing about that.
Yeah.
So Joanna, while doing research for today's interview, I also watched another interview with you and Chris Chan, right? So our mutual friend. So he was talking to you about numerology, and there were a lot of insights. You even give him gave someone, I remember in the interview called Joshua, gave him a reading as well. So like for our audience who are very new and you are in marketing, so I want to talk a little bit about how numerology is relevant to business.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
let's start off
Okay.
with for I think most of my audience don't know what numerology is.
Okay.
Okay. So let's start with that.
Okay. So numerology is actually the study of numbers, and it was invented by Pythagoras, who invented mathematics. And Pythagoras believed that each of these numbers have a sort of characteristic trait. And all of us are made of numbers, right? We have our birth date, we have our names. So in our names, each of the alphabets are actually made out of numbers. So the whole mix of your birth date and your name actually creates characteristic traits within you that is quite uniquely you. Okay. So that's basically what it is. And there's nothing fluffy about it. And I spent quite many years, because I've studied numerology for the past 13 years, and I can tell you that while a lot of people and a lot of books and a lot of media and all that, they kind of misplay and misrepresent numerology as occult and some fluffy metaphysical whatever. It's not. It really is a science. Okay. And I've been very open with my hobby of numerology. I love numerology so much because I've always felt that I could use it to support me with intentional communications. And what intentional communications is actually communicating in a way that builds social behaviors that allows two parties to understand outcomes, understand what they want and elicit win-win outcomes. That's basically what it is. Okay. So when Chris talked to me about numerology and how you can apply it to his world, and Chris is a trainer of financial advisors, and in his world, the buzzwords are recruitment, very key, right, to the financial advising business. Mentoring, coaching, very key to the financial advising business. Selling, how do you create a conversation that supports your customers? Very key in a financial advising business as well. So when I kind of went through the numbers and taught them how to calculate it in a way that can help them manage their communications with the next person. Okay, that helps them with the coaching ways, the way they sell. So for example, if you are a character number 7, for example, okay, I know you're the sort who is very keen on data, on facts, nothing fluffy. So you won't be able to buy a solution from me if I say, yeah, Bob, buy lie, just buy. Can you just buy? I need help this month. You wouldn't buy it. But if I were to, draw out the facts and the figures and tell you how much you'll be benefiting from this plan and why you need it, because everything else is not there, and etc. You will look at it and go like, wow, yeah, okay, that's fantastic. You've done a lot of research on it. Yeah, it's true. That's what a character 7 person would go to. If I'm coaching you, Bob, and if I know you're character 7, I will not be the type who hold your hands, come, let's go and have an ice cream, I make you feel better. No, you won't buy that kind of bullshit. You think something is wrong. What you will play to and respond to is when I talk to you about being rational, why things happen this way, what is the best response you should be giving so that you protect yourself and everyone else around the team, etc. So how you manage the conversations, I think that would be the right way to phrase it. How you manage the conversations, I'm able to get a gist of that when I know your birth date, for example. Okay.
Interesting.
And let's try it on you. Let's for your benefit of your audience. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So what is your birthday?
I am 15 April 1988.
15 April 1988. Ah, very young, huh? Okay. Let's see. No wonder you're doing your own business. That's interesting.
What character am I? Is it, what number is it?
So you are a character 6. Okay. If you were to just draw a 6, right? What does it look like? It looks like a pregnant woman.
How do you come up with the 6? Is it by totaling my last 2 digits?
No.
No.
So your character number is based on your day of birth. So if your day of birth is 15, so 1 plus 5 is 6. Okay. So if you look at 6, if you draw it, it's like a pregnant woman, right? So we call it the number of the mother nurturer. And 6 often is a number of somebody with a behavior and attitude of self-sacrificing, giving, investing a lot of emotions and a lot of time and energy to support people, help others. You put people first all the time. You are very value-centric. You just want to help people. And sometimes you give so much of your time and you go home and go like, oh, I'm so tired. I'm so exhausted. But it's because that's you always give so much of your time to people. Okay. And 6 is really a communicator's number as well, because a lot of people who are in 6 are very good at communicating. They're very good at managing conversations the way I do, very PR, in order to help somebody understand a situation or feel positive about something, in the kind of thing, right? So 6 often is what makes you the way you are. Okay, then let's look at your life path number. Your life.
Sorry, what is our life path?
Life path number determines your experiences, your opportunities, and your lessons that come to you from life. Okay. So 6 is always your character, your behavior, your attitude, right? But your life path is things that you experience, but you respond to it, right? And you're a life path 9. I hope you are 9. Yeah. If my calculations are right. So life path 9 people are usually very value centric. Okay. You like to, you will be given opportunities to almost serve the community, make the community better, make life, from ordinary into extraordinary for the things that you work for the organizations that you work for. If you tend to, you don't just work for money. That's not what you are all about. You like to work for the value you bring to the organization or to the people that you're serving. Okay, does that make sense?
Okay.
All right. Okay. So for people like you, okay, if I want to hire you in my team, right, I will say, wow, Bob, I would like to hire you in my team, and I tell you what, no, I really need help. I don't understand a lot about running a business and communications and stuff like that, and content creation, so I need somebody who's able to do that. But I need content that is able to educate. And immediately you sit up and go like, educate. Okay, I can do that, because that's what you want to do. You don't want to build content that just sells a product. That's not you. You want to build a content that actually educates people. It's for the betterment of the public. Then when that's my way of hiring you into my team. It's very easy. Okay. And then when I want to coach you, and you come to me and say, well, I don't know what to do. I want to develop my career and upskill myself. What should I do? And the first thing I will tell you is, have you noticed, Bob, you have been doing everything for everyone. You are everywhere for everyone. You want to be everyone's superhero. Why don't you step down first, take a back seat, and take a look at what brings you joy? And just pick the first top 3 things that you want to do, and you go from there and upskill yourself on those 3. That's how I'll coach you.
Okay. Interesting. The life path number is from the birth year, is it? Or
Whole addition of the entire birthday.
so it's 1 plus 5 plus 4
4 plus
plus
1 plus
1.
9 plus 8 plus 8.
So that is how much? That is how.
I know. I'm very bad at maths. I tell you.
Okay. Let me punch it in. It's okay. Let me punch it in.
So it
I want
is
to.
the end result is 36. So it's 3 plus 6 is 9.
Oh, like this. Oh, that's how you got it. The end result is 36. 6 plus 3 is 9. Oh, so that's how you got the life path number and the characteristics, the first two. Okay, so that is very interesting. So I hope the audience or the listeners understand. So if you want more of these, do check out the interview that Joanna did with Chris Chan with PP Academy, and that one is it goes more in depth into this. It is very important for recruitment. I remembered, very important for recruitment, and something that I think the HR industry maybe can look into.
Yes.
And
yeah. If you ask Chris, when
Mm.
we hire people for the team, I always look at the birth dates first.
And have you had a staff that when they came with the birth date and it was a great fit to the team?
Okay, let's put it this way. All my staff where I worked at was a great fit to the team. They were very together, you know. They were very high performers. I'm very proud of them. I'm still very proud of them where I sit here and they're still in there, you know. I think they're living and breathing what their numbers are, you know.
Can we go more into that? So for example, if I want to hire a team, all right, do I need all the numbers, or do I need like I need a 9, then I need a 5, or I need a
there's no hard and fast rules, and you don't have to be pedantic about it. The reason why I look at the birth date is so that I could see whether is that what are the strengths and the weakness of the person. So the strengths I could use for my business goals, right? The weakness is I use it to upskill that person, to close the gap. You know, I know what opportunities I have with the person to make sure that he or she fits into the team. Okay, so it's not a case of oh my goodness, you are born on what day? Okay, forget it. I'm not going to hire you. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. You know, I always believe that first and foremost, I would see the numbers to look at the strengths and the weakness and fit to the team, whatever they can do marketing with those numbers. And then after that, I will look at upskilling them or working on their weaknesses, leveraging their strengths for some projects that I feel that they will be good at. You know.
That is very interesting. Yeah, I find that one of the things you said really resonated with me when you did my analysis that time was that I work well with clients or with jobs that have a good vision. They have a overarching vision instead of this we want to earn money. You want to earn money, like okay,
yeah.
But if you have a vision, that's why I'm doing podcasts like this. This one does not give me any. But I use this to build community, to educate people, and to share content. I generally enjoy sharing content, not just for my business needs, but I generally enjoy doing content, and I think that is part of my characteristics as well. So that is very interesting. Thank you for sharing, Joanna.
You're so welcome.
Yeah, so this is the part where the last few minutes of the interview, like what else are you excited nowadays? So this is the hidden dragon part where we talk about numerology, and also what else are you excited nowadays in what you do?
I like I've been in the business of brand transformation. As you can see with the work I've done with AIA, for example. So with my clients, my current clients, I'm actually in doing work of brand transformation, to be honest with you. And I love that. It makes me very excited, you know. So when there's a new project that comes that kind of the brief is, you know, I don't know what to do with my brand. My brand's like this. I need to lift it up. I'm most excited about that, because I don't like to lift up by just advertising you out there. That's not how it works. I like to take a look at how we're going to rewrite the narratives and rebuild it together, co-create the purpose together, with my clients. So that excites me. In the same way, I like to, so I did brand transformation. Numerology does the transformation of people and the way we work, right? So the more now that I have more time because I come out on my own and I'm able to use numerology a lot more with the things that I do, I realize the benefit of and of how numerology has helped transform people's lives. It's transformed the lives of my clients who now, look at it and go like, wow, it's just amazing. I thought it was some fluffy, metaphysical occult thingy, but it's not. It's actually a HR tool. It's as much of a tool as it is Myers-Briggs. It's as much of a tool as it is Enneagram.
Or DC,
how different can it be?
DISC.
Yeah. It's not different at all. It's how we use it, right? So I'm very excited when I use this tools to support the brand, but transform people as well.
Thank you. That is great and awesome. So look forward to hear your progress, as you continue to do more good work for the businesses and also for individuals as well.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Yeah. So last question before we go. So I normally ask all my guests this question. Who would you also recommend to be on this podcast?
Wow. Who I would recommend to be on this podcast?
It can be in your network, or anywhere.
Yeah. So one of them is a very good friend of mine, Karen Douglas. Okay.
Yeah. So they're in Asia, right? At least they need to be in Asia.
They're not. Karen Douglas is in based in UK, I think. So in Asia.
Okay, because this is the Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe when I have a UK podcast, then I will talk to her. Yeah. Maybe in the future.
Yeah. Wow. That's a good question. I'm a bit caught off guard on that one, but there's a few lah. One of them is a very good friend of mine. Her name is Irong. Okay. So Chong Irong used to lead my account from Ogilvy PR when I was in AIA and she was in Ogilvy PR. She's also come out to do her own thing. In fact, she's done it earlier than I have. She was the one who helped my hand through the whole journey. One of those who helped my hand through the journey of coming out to be a solopreneur. And because of her experience, she has been through the whole entrepreneurship journey and her growth as a solopreneur, I tell you, I remember the latest text I had with her was, I said, Irong, do you remember you said to me I had to scrape the bottom of the barrel to find myself in order to come out and build something that's so uniquely me? And that was what happened.
Wow, that's great. Definitely will reach out to her. That sounds like the fairy tale client agency relationship. It's very that you are friends in real life. Yeah.
I am. I'm very close to my agency friends. I still am. I wouldn't have been successful all those years without them.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely. I'll get her name from you later. So definitely will reach out to her. I believe if she's inspired you so much, there's a lot that she can share on this podcast as well. Thank you so much. And if anyone comes to mind, let me know as well. So thank you for being part of the Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon podcast. Thank you so much, Joanna.
All right. Thanks. Thank you, my dear.
Yeah.
Okay.